We have two companies that are paying dividends, and I say I should bring it to you so that you put it on your radar. So if they're on your radar, you actually decide how much you want to make from these companies. So that is what we are going to be talking about today. So without wasting time, my name still remain Investor Joe, and you are welcome to the Financial Edge, where we teach how to gain financial freedom via trade and investment. So the first company that is currently paying dividends is actually Custodian. So if you look at the chart of Custodian has been shooting lately, and that's the fact that every of these companies have their own time. If you notice during the time of Zoom was actually facing challenge before COVID. But after COVID, what happened? Zoom became a very, very hot cake because everybody wants to buy Zoom in the market because that is what companies are using for their meetings. So you can see that company has their own time. So now that investment is coming to the front burner in the Nigerian space and in the world, so to speak, you see a lot of people talking about investment, and now these companies are actually trending because this is their time, and that is why Custodian has been shooting since we discovered Custodian in our community. That's some few years ago. Custodian has actually done well. Custodian is one stock that we actually saw around 8, 9, 10. That is the period I bought also around 9, and I think I've sold around 12 or 13 thereabout. So that's to tell you the potential and what Custodian has been doing. So Custodian has been shooting. These are some stocks we started in our community, Custodian and UACN. So we started those stocks, trading those stocks as they make progress. So this is just to give you insight that this is a solid company that will continue to print some numbers. But that being said, I'm not ruling out the fact that there might be a massive pullback. And don't be surprised, Custodian can return back to the areas like this, which is 2021. I am not saying it should come, and if you have it in your portfolio, forgive me for saying that, but I'm just letting you know that you can't actually time the market, and whatever goes up is a must. It must surely come down, but it might not return back to where it started, but at least it will always pull back. And any which way, the market in a way we kind of reset. It might take 10 years, it might take 5 years, but mark these years that I just mentioned, 5 years, 10 years. And sometimes it might even pull, like you can shoot for 10 years, then you consider 15, consider 20. Something will just happen. Something will just happen. It is just how the market is. Something will happen, but it might just take a long while. It might take a long while. So that is why sometimes you don't wait. You understand? You just have to get into the market. You invest. You understand? Once you invest, if it's not going well every quarter, you reschedule, you reposition. That is what you need to do. But don't be out totally because you think the market will pull back. No, except you have a particular stocks that you are aiming for. That's when you should wait for it to pull back. So I'm just giving you insight that I'm not saying you should go and buy Custodian at this high price, but you want to quickly know that if you are going in for interim dividends, you are safe because you qualify for your dividends and you might also gain some price appreciation. And don't overstay your welcome so that you won't become a storyteller. So this is the first company, is Custodian. Custodian is currently paying 25 kobo. Of course, you will say, what is this among so many? Like, what is 25 kobo in a stock that is selling for 39 naira? They're supposed to pay like 3 naira 90 kobo, but this is interim. So for them to pay 25 kobo, I think it's something we should just appreciate them. There are companies that are not paying anything. Yeah, you understand, and people are still buying their shares and their share price are still growing. So it's just to overlook the figure. So this video is not a must for you to come and buy. Just letting you know these are available. So of course you can buy all the dividends. You just have to look for the ones that actually go along with your thinking or suit your investment style. So qualification date is 15th of August, and the payment will be made on the 9th of September. So that is when payment will be made for those who actually qualify. So that's a Custodian investment for you. And their house is at Sabo, Yaba, Lagos. So just in case you want to pay them a visit to ask some few questions because you are investing in their companies. So if you want to get your self-service platform, you can come and use this website here. And also if you want to download your e-dividends portal, so the dividend management system is also here, EDMMS. So you can use that also. So, guys, these are just some few things I want to share with you on terms of interim dividends, especially companies that are paying right now. So, in case you're still watching, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notified in my post and reaching videos like this. So, let's move to the next one. The next one is Seplat. Sometimes most people are stingy naturally. You understand? So, once they see a dividend like this, they say $4.60. What do they do next? They go and punch their calculator. $4.60 times 1.5. So once you punch $4.60, let's assume $1 is 1.5. So we are looking at 6,000. Yes, we're looking at, let's say 6,500, and they're like, this company is paying 6,500. They will now go and load the stock. Let's quickly look at Seplat. Let's look at Seplat. So if you are a wise investor, you should pause and say, no, this is not possible. They can't pay this amount, and you ask question. So this is the price. The price of Seplat is 5,450. So how will they pay you? Why will they pay you 6,000? Are you the founder? Are you the owner? Or are you buying up the company? So why would they pay you 6,500, which is even more than the current price of Seplat? You understand? So that should also disintegrate, or that should dilute your greed that you have, that is not possible. But sometimes you wish you wish that this thing I just discovered is kind of true. You've punched your calculator, you've seen how you've made good money, and you say, this one will change my life if I have like 10,000 units. You understand? And if I adventure, you're that person that doesn't used to seek for information, you just go and buy 10,000 units and be waiting. And by the time you see your dividends, you now say, that this is not right. You send email to your brokerage firm, send email. In fact, you copy sec. When you write the copy sec, say, so you want to cheat me. but it's not like that. I think that 4.6 is 4 cents. You understand? It's 4 cents. So will I call it 4 cents? 4 cents 50 ounce, I mean, something like that. Then that 50 will now become 100 for it to add 1 to the cent, for the cent to now become 5 cents. So what they're actually paying is 4.6 cents. So that is it here. They are currently paying 4.6 cents. So don't assume this is $4.60. No, don't assume this is $4.60. So that is why they specifically said it here that United States 4.6 cents per ordinary share, subject to appropriate withholding tax will be paid. This, and this. So qualification date is actually 13th of August. That is when you qualify for these dividends. And note that at the London Stock Exchange, the associated record date will be 13th of August, and ex-dividend date will also be 12th of August. So all you need to do is for you to get into these shares before this qualification date, so that you can also participate in this free money that you are getting. So let's read some information here. So the dividend will be paid in Naira and US dollar only. The default currency for the dividends will depends on shareholders holding their shares on the Nigeria Exchange Limited without a valid Nigeria certificate for capital importation will be paid via dividends in Naira as the default currency. So shareholders holding their shares in Nigeria Exchange Limited with a valid CCI will be paid their dividends in US dollar as the default currency. Evidence of the CCI must be provided to DataMass. However, those shareholders may instead elect to receive their entire dividends payment in Naira. Partial elections are not permissible. So shareholders holding their shares through depository interest on the London Stock Exchange will be paid their dividends in US dollar. So that is how it works. And very soon they are going to drop the exchange rate they are using in terms of payment. And that will also be a good way to calculate your dividends. So I just want to clear the air that this is not $4.60, because that would mean that the dividends is more than the share price, and which is not, that can happen if they are delisting, but if they are not delisting, I think it is not a good one, and it's not something you should think that is possible. You understand? It's not possible except in the case where the company is actually delisting, or when the company is even okay. If it's moving to NASD, of course, you just have to have an account with NASD, and you're able to access your shares there. So don't look at the $4.60 as the 4.6 cents as $4. So it's not $4. So that is just a quick one I want to share. I just want to share with you what is available in terms of dividends. So these are the two stocks that are paying interim dividends for now, and I think we're still waiting for the banks for them to drop their own. And if you look at this previous video I did, this is it. This one that I did, I showed you the chart. I showed you the chart here. That's this pie chart. And you see that for that of banking, the volume actually is huge. So they have like I can't get the exact percentage now, maybe 68%. This is a sector that attracts 50, 58, and now they've actually taken over because a lot of people are expecting their interim dividends. So that is why. So we are waiting for the interim dividends to pull out, and want investors to take position. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notified of my post enriching videos like this. Until I come your way again, keep making money and keep protecting your profit. I love you, my friends, and there is nothing you can do about it. Hands to head salute. See you in the next one.